Hello and welcome to the Heed Army podcast. We are dying to start the show, so while we're in the intro like this, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, like and comment away. We want all of your thoughts and views for the start of the show as we get started, and we can't wait to hear from you. Also as well, we'd like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors at Northern Print Solutions, because without their help we wouldn't be able to broadcast the way we do. So let's get ready for the show. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Heed Army podcast. It has been another week for Gateshead. We'll put it that way. Saturday was a good game. For the neutral. It could have went either way. But we need to start scoring goals. I think that's the main issue. I think we all know about that. Also, we've signed a new player. We've got Tyrell Sellars-Fleming, which is easy for me to say. Also, Owen Mason, just before the show, an hour ago, has returned to Mansfield. His loan is over, so we thank him very much. We'll talk about it a little bit later on. Also, we've got the prediction league. We've got loads of people sending messages. Please do. It's fully interactive. And I think there is one other thing as well. I've got lined up here. I'll have it in. Obviously, prediction league. Yes. And obviously, preview Sutton United tomorrow. And Mickey, our biggest defeat to Sutton United, 9-0. And I believe that was John Young's first game, a friend of ours.
22nd of September 1990. How could I forget it? I was in the hotel working when the score lines come in, and I got some severe stick that night.
It's a severe scoreline, though, isn't it? To be frankly honest, let's hope we can rectify that tomorrow night. But no. So we've got Sophia here. Steely is away working at the moment, so he's unable to get on with us. But did you enjoy the game on Saturday?
Yeah.
Mic up to the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it is? You're very talkative before the camera starts rolling.
It's called shy.
She has just went very shy.
I don't know what to see.
Do you want to give a shout out to your boyfriend?
I hate you.
There we go. It's great.
That's not a nice thing to say to your boyfriend.
Is it, you want to say, I hate you to your boyfriend?
No, not him.
Yeah.
Oh, bless her.
The person I'm stuck next to.
She sent her first Valentine's card there, didn't you? Oh, I'm getting death stares. I got a lovely one off my beautiful wife there. Look at her. Just don't embarrass him. Right. Loads of messages coming in. Big thank you to everyone. We've got here, let's support Farsley, who are crowdfunding to keep alive until the end of the season. Another non-league club struggling. I do believe, though, that the villain in the piece has stepped aside, and they've got yet another manager. David Stockdale's went into another struggling club as manager. Wish him all the best down there. But I believe that the other directors have took the club on, so hopefully there is a brighter future for Farsley, but I think it's going to end in relegation this year. The wonderful Darcy has put evening all Trina, even Mickey. Look at that. He's put Darcy, you're on the ball. And hello, everyone from Mickey. Hello.
Yeah, I was saying that to those on the chat facility.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, it looks like we're about to come into some money, Mickey, because Johnny, our dad, won the 50-50 on Saturday. It was a good crowd.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
me and Trina only bemoaning the fact that we didn't know anybody who'd won it.
Oh no, it's nice to see nice people win on that. Not that there's any bad people.
And Johnny,
yeah. I hope Kay got a couple of bottles of spirits and stuff to keep her going. We've got a message from Christopher Stories, but evening Mason Charles Woff, who you would have seen. We retweeted his pictures today that of his fantastic work that was in the obviously the local papers and the non-league paper. The wonderful Roof, who's married to the Duke, of course, is saying hello. David Tron, there's loads of messages coming in. Sean Parry, and we've got even all just sitting down with a piece of homemade lemon tart.
Oh, very nice.
Lemon tart. It's a tart made with lemon. Like it's jam, isn't it? A lemon tart.
Yeah, it can be like a lemon curd. Yeah.
Yeah. I love a lemon meringue myself. Like that's what's your favorite dessert, everybody? Or fill
Oh,
Do you know what I miss or I love was a school dinner lemon meringue pie. I don't think you kind of get anything
The
close.
lemon
I won't thank you for lemon meringue.
Would you not?
No.
Some Rocky Mickey. We got Christmas stories.
Strawberry
Even now.
cheesecake.
Apologies to Sandra because it was Sandra that was messaging last week, not Steve. Steve, come in. It was his genuine message. So, how we thought he was speaking in the third person last week. He wasn't. So there, Ken Webster's put hello. We've got Gavin Rudd. We've got Johan worked his Jovan. You spelled it wrong. Has worked his socks off on Saturday, but just seems a bit lightweight for me. Well, we'll get into the game, but the messages are flying in, so keep them coming, everyone. Thank you very much, Darcy. Man, you're giving it away here. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, David Tron.
Yes, happy birthday, Mr. Tron. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tronny. Happy birthday to you.
As soulful and elegant, you're known as the Gateshead's version of Aretha Franklin.
I wish.
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha, that'd be right.
St. Geordie as well. The messages are flying in. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. He did correct it there. I didn't realise it was but we've got what's that? Is Davey getting executed at 8:55 p.m? I quite possibly could be either by my daughter or my wife. I'll let them take the pick. And well done on your win, Johnny. And Darcy Gray has given away the actual money amount. We're not going to share that. That's not nice.
I hope you got some money, Darcy.
I hope you did. I think you should at least have got 10%.
I think a tenner at least.
No, 10%. 10% would be better. Double that. Right. We can talk about the game on Saturday. Obviously, very... It's a hard one to take at times, but you know what it is? It was a good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing the commentary on that one with Mark. It wasn't too... It had lots in it, But
It had everything. It did have everything. You're right in what you're saying. I mean, they kept breaking away. They could have had a few goals themselves. They could have put with a bed by half time. Yeah. First half, we were absolutely shocking, I thought. Second half, much, much better. Done everything but get the equaliser, really, do we?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is the extended highlights that have been put up today. I thought Horton did well, obviously, there, coming up down the left. Got to remember, we had three players playing in key positions, making their debuts at home. I know they've been training for a little while, but, things are still got to click. It's essentially...
It's still bedding in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been the amount of turnover of players we've had, and to be... where we are, normally it's a relegation battle, isn't it, with the amount of players that you go through. I mean, I wasn't too
used 37, this year.
Sorry?
We've used 37 this year with the second highest turnover of players in the league.
It's absolutely mental. And then you look at where we are, still 8 points embedded into the playoffs. It's none too shabby, is it? But, this game... Look, this is where the goal comes as a newbie.
This is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
This is absolutely abysmal.
Newbie's just ghosted in there. Look at that.
I mean, why isn't he what?
It just absolutely couldn't clear it. And you can see the frustration in, I think it's McGowan. No, not McGowan. I think it's Rolls, isn't it? He couldn't kick the ball away there and say, yeah, what's this? This should have been the clearance. But obviously the lad poked his foot through and got it through, and it was a frustrating one, that, wasn't it? But I think the game was won in midfield for Altrincham, especially in the first half. Their press was far better than ours. Anytime they played it from the back, they had a 20-foot gap from defence to midfield, whereas when we did it, they were all over like a rash, and we allowed whether it was just, as I say, new players bedding in, or just. We just didn't.
I think Parkinson got his tactics spot on.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, because they would look dangerous when they knocked the ball over past our fullbacks. Our fullbacks bomb on, so they were just hitting it in the space.
Yeah,
to run under, and it paid dividends for them.
There was chances like I was just seeing Jovan just hit the post there, and we're in and around the box. But we were saying something before, Mickey, before we came on air, and it seems like people are frightened to take a punt from outside the box sometimes when we've got it on. I know there was loads of bodies on Saturday. We'll probably see it in these highlights. It's very hard to get through, but yeah, just need someone to take a punt as well a little bit.
It seems as we've got the edge of the box and the brakes went on, and then it's all the passing.
Yeah. Well, as I say here,
I mean, don't get us wrong. It's some lovely football.
Yeah,
but,
I wasn't convinced by that Anson. I thought some of his saves. I mean, yes, you can say, well, he kept a clean sheet. About any criticism, but he was fisting them, and they could have went anywhere. He was fisting them from his chest. He did one like that.
What his performance reminded me of is Harry Moss against Barnet.
Yeah, just
where everything just ran for him.
Yeah, it was. He didn't. I mean, obviously, Robbie Tinkler as well to come off in the second half. He looked absolutely knacked, didn't he? When he come off, just looked tired individual. So hopefully he'll be back soon. But let's hope he gets the rest. I think his body needs, and there's a good clearance there from Booty. I think it was, wasn't it? Or Dan Jones. I think it was off the line. But yeah, no, as you see here, look, we're not pushing them down. Look at the space they've got to move the ball.
Watch the ball will end up doing in the gap where there you go.
Mm-hmm. But
there's the run, see? Yeah,
too easy.
And that should have been the killer. That would have put her right out of sight anyway.
Yeah.
But Shelby made some great saves as well.
Did. I mean, he took an elbow to the head as well, didn't he?
I didn't see that. I turned around and he was on the floor, and someone said he'd just been whacked.
Yeah, I mean that was a good one there. But Mark said he's seen it off the ball, like as ran past an elbow in the head. But here, I mean, it's like should have been moving a little bit quicker from his feet. I know it's easier to say.
You got the space. Yeah, it's easy for us to say we're in the stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but look,
they look bloody trigger.
They looked very tired in the last 20 minutes. There was a lot of heavy legs there, and they sat very deep, but they absorbed it. And you've got to say it yourself, Parkinson did get it right, but there was some really rash challenges from them, like as we see,
some shithousing as well, some big shithousing.
Well, we've said this many times over the years on the podcast. We are too nice, and maybe just sometimes we need to get that nasty little bit in us, and time waste a bit more and things. Yes, it's maybe not what we used to, but it sees games out. But here, this is a great run. But
I want to see this. I thought he would have hit that first time, to be honest. Yeah. I really did.
But this lad, he looked good,
Linney,
didn't he? George Linney.
Regan Linney.
God bless Callum Tripp. He is a good player, but he's passing on Saturday. Just didn't happen for it. There's
didn't happen for a few of them. First off,
yeah, there's a few of the players. Not just going to single them out, but yeah, it was little things like that. Thankfully, we weren't capitalised on by Altrincham, but I just think the real tell of the tape was how they pressured us. One more player from the back from the beginning, and it slowed us down. Whereas when they played out from the back, there was Javon and maybe McGowan or Warman. They weren't hunting as a pack to close them down, and ultimately, they get the goal and they've sat on it. There's another, silly foul. There was a bit of argy-bargy, but this one here, I thought this should have went in. Oh, great save.
But it's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes,
But the positives there, I mean, look, this is a very good side, Altrincham. We know, and I've said it all season, they had a poor start, and they're starting to find their place now. The league table doesn't lie. We're up there because we deserve to be there. Yes, we're in a bit of a sticky run of form, but there's circumstances to it. It's not just a case of...
Yeah, there's circumstances to it, but we've only picked up 7 points.
Yeah.
In, I don't know how many games it is.
Patrick Story's put awful to concede. Many of the lads need to be stronger. I think a lack of physicality has to be a concern going forward. Mick Scully, I thought their keeper was really shaky. Yeah. But we never really tested him. All the shots were straight at him. They were. You know, that one there, I thought it was just not getting the rub of the green, but they're throwing bodies in front of it. You know, they're doing what it takes to stop it. You know, hook or by crook. That, you know, that was an effective save, but you know, and did our finishing let us down? Yeah, I think you got to, as you say, a lot of the shots were directly at the goalkeeper. We weren't really testing him. Made that good save.
When it's just one of them games where it's ran for them, a bit like what's happened with Harry Moss.
Yeah, and Ken Webster's different opinion. He's put their keeper was Brill. Yeah, so it's a strange one. We've got a few messages about hang on,
school puddings.
Yeah, about puddings. See, we did get off the hook a few times, you know.
Yeah, a few times. There's 4. What we've seen in this, just in the highlights.
I mean, that was a nasty one. But yeah, this was the last kick of the game, wasn't it? So is this where he fist this? Does he fist this one? Like double fisted?
I'm not really sure.
No, that didn't get through, did it? Yeah, it's just been
and then the whistle went.
It is what it is, and lots of people got their messages in. Lots of people getting involved with the pudding debate. We've got 1 second. What we got here?
All of them seem disgusting.
Hang on, we've got Johnny Grace, but we're sponsoring a player, and Kay got a bottle of wine in the Fox. Oh well, so there we go. So Kay did get some liquid refreshment from his win. Peach Melba or cheesecake, Mickey?
Oh, I prefer a cheesecake, but my mother absolutely adores peach Melbas.
Oh, I mean, my ma loves a peach Melba. I must admit. It's a peach in a Melba. It's a pudding. It's got like ice.
It's like you know the bottom of a jam tart, Sophia?
I don't know what a jam tart is.
You do. Like a bottom of a cake, yeah.
It's got that pastry on the bottom, and then there's cream and a peach, and then there's flavoured icing over the top.
Yeah. Well, Steve Farnfield has put Spotted Dick, best school pudding ever. I think the jokes write themselves for that one.
I used to call it thrush pudding when I used to make it.
Thrush pudding? Oh, that tickled us more than it should have done.
What was that laugh?
Oh, I don't know, but that's about that. We've got only 9 incomplete league lineups and 8 cup things to be left to find. Also, she's nearly finding them all there. For the stats, wow. Well done, great stuff. And also on the pudding has put school apple crumble and custard. That was a good one. Did like
I like apple crumble, but I don't like custard.
Yeah. We've got Alti must have a sore few backsides off the number of blocks they got in. They put the bodies on the line, didn't they? And you know, that's what you got to do. There was times when I was already to leap out my seat expecting an equaliser for the second. Yeah, it felt like it was coming, but obviously we just didn't make our way back past Anson. Steve Fulton's put jam, roly-poly and custard.
Like jam, roly-poly now, but again, I don't like custard, so...
You're not saying... See, obviously I better address the elephant in the room. We're talking about puddings. I fell off my diet at Christmas and I'm really struggling. I've probably put all the weight back on, so I've got to start and get back into it.
Yeah, because you've been nicking all of our sweets.
Shh!
Get in. Well done, Davey.
Yeah, I'm looking after your teeth.
And keeping childhood obesity down.
Yeah, and giving David obesity back. I'm look at me, I'm shortening my life for you. Let's have a little look here. We've got Christmas stories, but I said to my mate at 60 minutes that it wasn't going to be our day. Ken Webster just wasn't our day, and I thought Adam and Sellars-Fleming made an impact when they come on. Yeah, I felt when we had a little bit of a reshuffle and Javon went back into that number 10 type of role, by supporting the striker. I thought we looked a lot stronger going forward. And obviously Adam, we know what he brings with his pace down the left-hand side. So, yeah, it was I would expect maybe one or two of them will be knocking on the manager's door and saying, I want to be in the frame for Tuesday. But
You would imagine so.
I would like to see Javon, the number 10, and Sellers up top. But then again, it leaves you a little bit short for attacking options on the bench, doesn't it, at the moment? So that's the only issue you've got there if one of them gets injured. Chocolate fudge cake and ice cream, apple crumble is the one. I say Jack Robson's, but I wouldn't mind two up top tomorrow. But as I say, I mean, what's people's thoughts on that? I mean, I know we're not going to sway the manager or the coaching team on what they think, but I would go with two, but it does leave you short-handed, doesn't it, on the bench if you need to change.
It does, but there's no saying you can take one of them off.
True.
And put someone on. So
yeah, we've got David Tronis for chocolate fudge cake with ice cream.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh yeah, sticky toffee pudding.
Yes.
Oh,
I do like that as well. I tell you what,
sticky toffee pudding for me. See, all these are coming. See, you don't get this on any other podcast. All you get on the Oldham podcast is like a load of manx going, "Yeah, I think we should be winning this league without beating any of these teams." So
never do that again, Dad.
All right, if you want to be funny, I'll be funny then, Sophia. 1 second, we're just going to play a little advert of when Sophia was young.
No.
Like and subscribe and hit the bell. I'm burning up. He's on me. He's not me. He's not me.
Can you remember when you were nice?
I'm going to kill you. At least it wasn't the other one.
Oh, I can play the other one as well.
No.
So we've got Gateshead. We've got news on Gateshead ladies. I'll keep that for a little bit later on. Well, we did mention it in the build-up to the show, or in the intro, should I say. But obviously, we've lost Owen Mason. He's been recalled now. He's went back to Mansfield. An indifferent loan spell, fantastic shot stopper. But I think you come into the team in a difficult period when we're still trying to play our brand of football with players from here, there, and everywhere that hadn't played it. And, as a goalkeeper in that position, it's going to stand out a lot more when there's a wayward pass. And unfortunately for Owen, I'm not saying that's why he's been recalled or why he isn't at the club. It was just one of the noticeable things. But what a shot stopper! And the way he could pluck anything out the air, But the lad come in, did a job, and say, look out! It's still a very, very young lad. Let's hope he goes on to do great things in football.
Look, you've only got to use Steve Harper as the yardstick. Steve Harper wasn't the greatest when he was on loan at Gateshead. And look what Steve Harper went on to achieve. It'll be a learning curve for Owen. I think he will be a top keeper. And he'll probably play at fate within the bottom two divisions, if not higher.
Yeah. He's been playing since 16, 17 in men's football. So, he's only 21. He's got a vast of experience to build on. So hopefully he does kick on. But there was an arrival. We've mentioned him in the highlights there and stuff, and people said he looked good when he come on. And that was this man here, is Tyrell Sellars-Fleming. Of course, come in as cover again with Flower being injured with I don't know if it's an acute
something to do with his
MCL, but hopefully that he will be back before the end of the season. But they've brought this young man in who's got a number of appearances in the Championship this season. Tyrell Sellars-Fleming from Hull. Looked dangerous when he come on. Looked handy. It was a cameo. Obviously pushing for the game, but I'd like to see him involved on tomorrow night.
I'd like to see him start. There's no two other ways about it. I'd like to see him start tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be really difficult, and we need goals and get him in.
Yeah.
Need time for sentiment. We need goals, and we need to start winning.
Well, if you're watching, Tyrell, let us know how you prefer your name. Do you want the double barrel or not? Look on Instagram and reply to us, because I want to make sure if he goes by, because he's things Sellers on Instagram. So I don't know if he goes by Sellers or Sellars-Fleming or just likes Fleming. I want to get it right for him when the goals start flowing. We've got lots of other messages coming in. Really impressed with Shelley. Who's Shelley? Is obviously Shelby. There. Yeah, looked very decent, didn't he? Looks like he's got a bit of argy bargy in him as well. He's got a head case keeper there. So as I say, he's not going to be messed with on set pieces, is he? Sam Pellington has put, evening lads, disappointed on Saturday, hopefully bounce back tomorrow against Sutton. Well, we really need to. I know it sounds daft, but the third place is still a viable option for us. And if you are going to finish in the playoffs, you want to have one game to get to Wembley, not two, and be playing at home. So that's something that we've got to be aiming for. Go on a good run, you never know what can happen. But for me, got to start pick up points now.
Start stretching my legs, Dave.
Yeah, got to go on a bit of a run. Whether it's win, win would be nice. But these players, we know there's players in there. We've seen against a good side on Saturday that we could compete with them. We've just got to make it count in front of goal, and I think that's what really needs to happen. Jack Robson's put really like the look of Shelby. Looks like Tiernan is nearly back. Well, I've heard 2 weeks is the possibly for him. We've got to give Tyrell time to learn. It's time to learn teams play. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Some of these players, they're still bedding in. They're having to do it. It's better to do it playing than in training, because then they know what's what and how it goes. We got here. I see Busted left Carlisle today. I thought he would have left with Mike. Do you think they'll bring him back to the club? First of all, I wish Busted all the time, all the best and all the love in the world. I've got a lot of time for him. Very sad that it hasn't worked out. He's took the risk and jumped, and went to a couple of clubs now, after leaving Gateshead. I personally don't see him coming back. I don't know, because obviously he was assistant to Mike, and I don't know, if he'd want to be just a coach at Gateshead, like coming back, so to speak, after having high roles at two big clubs. But lovely man, and I wish him all the best.
What's that?
Up, it'll just fall.
It's me armrest on my chair. I keep leaning. If you lean on it a certain way, it's all right, but if you lean on it another way, it just shoots down.
Sounds like you were farting.
No, if I was farting, she'd be against the wall.
I mean, you don't know. See what happens with Busted. I mean, I seen him on the AFL highlights a couple of weeks back, and he was stuck in the corner. Right in the corner of the dugout. Mark Hughes and Glyn Hodges, his assistant, was stood there, and Busted looked like he wanted to be anywhere else but Carlisle on that dugout by the look of it. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure when he looks at his bank balance, that'll fairly forget that quickly enough.
Got a nice holiday income in there.
Hopefully.
We've got what's this? We've got great gesture from the Sutton players. They are paying for the tickets for anyone who makes the trip up to Gateshead on the supporters coach. That's a nice gesture, isn't it?
Yeah, I could see some of the tight horses and War Football Club travelling all the way down to Sutton just to get a free ticket.
Spend all that money. Let's have a little look here. Jack Robson has put, we've got to play Barnet, Forest Green, York straight after each other. It would be nice to go on a run going into that. It certainly would. These are big, tough games, and this is why now every game is important, but now we want to cement where we are. It's all well and good having 8 points cushion, but that could be gone in 3 games. So we've got to they have not took advantage. The teams around us, they haven't took advantage when we've been slipping up. It makes you think, if we had had all of our players from the beginning of the season, where would we be now? If we hadn't had all of these disruptions and exits and managers leaving, it's quite frightening actually, because we were doing really well. So and still are, but
so we've got 45 points before Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Need to start adding to that soon though. Right, we've got more messages coming in. We've got give Ty I've already read that one. I agree with sorry, I agree. We need to start with Ty and Javan both on, get scoring early doors, secure the win, and then bring firepower off on later. Top firepower on from kickoff needed. So, yep, I'll say that. And we've got half the players would be at Carlisle. Alexa, stop alarm. So, hello, hang on, Alexa. Turn Johnny on. So
Will you stop being weird?
I'm not being weird.
You are
I'm not. This is just your dad.
a fat pig.
Eee.
Also weird. Yeah.
No
I know.
need for that. There's absolutely
know.
no. It is funny, but there's no need for it.
That's awful. That someone's put, is Chris Bell still at Carlisle? Then I would imagine so.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anything with Chris Bell leaving neither.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything on that front. What's it we got here? I was watching Luke Walsh's podcast last night, and he thinks it's a matter of time for us. A matter of time of us sneaking into the playoffs with another team picking up points. Is it? Well, I mean, say we'll hold on and keep in. So. Oh, that's how I'm reading that. But yeah.
Yeah, unless he's thinking that we're going to get overtaken by teams.
Possibly. Let's hope not. But I mean, one question is, does that the Owen Mason leaving, does that open up a loan in, or was that what Tyrell Fleming Smith was?
I don't know, because you can only have 5 in the match day squad.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be an
So
interesting.
if you've got Humboldt,
Mm-hmm.
you've got Ty. Who's the other ones we've got on loan?
Trip.
Rolls.
Trip, Rolls, Humbles,
Ty.
Flowers. And I think there's one more.
Right. Sellars Fleming.
Yeah. So yeah.
As well.
Well, I think that's probably what that is. Then maybe Mason went back because he wasn't involved in the match day squad, was he, on Saturday? Yeah, maybe.
No, because you've obviously got goalkeepers who have been unfeasibly abundant on goalkeepers, haven't we?
We certainly have. Just having a look here at I'll share this tab instead and put it on the fixtures on tomorrow night. There's nearly a full round of fixtures in the National League. Boston are away to Fylde. Barnet, York play each other tomorrow night. That's a big one. York in and out of form. Barnet as well. Not everyone's in great form. Ebbsfleet are playing Forest Green, but Ebbsfleet they're a funny team at the minute. They're playing with confidence. They've got nothing to lose, and we've seen Forest Green get beat 2-0 on Saturday. Obviously, us against Sutton, Hartlepool, Altrincham. Be nice if Hartlepool could do us a favour there and pick up some points. Oldham, Maidenhead. Well, you don't know what Oldham team's going to turn out, but they're still sitting fourth. Aldershot Southend doesn't affect us, and neither does Yeovil Tamworth. So, there's a couple of games there to keep an eye on, as well as ours when we are playing tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting set of fixtures there, Mickey.
It certainly is, because to be honest, at home I can't see Oldham losing the Maidenhead. I really can't. If they lose the Maidenhead tomorrow, get your popcorn ready and get on Twitter, lads, because they'll be raging.
Yeah, it is always quite entertaining time on Oldham's Twitter when they finish. Dan Jones is the other lone player.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, and thank you to Johnny Gray and Jack Robson as well for pointing that out. No point in looking over our shoulders where we are. Still plenty of quality in the squad. Let's focus on gelling the players and just finishing as high as possible. Yeah, without a doubt. But as a realist, as a Gateshead fan for so many years, there's always a proverbial kick in the nuts somewhere. Let's hope we've all had all them nut shots have happened already.
I think that the proverbial kick in the nuts has happened in January.
Yeah, well, let's certainly hope so. Oh, you got some Maltesers. Could I have one, please?
Losing Oseni and Callum Whelan's lost 18 goals out the squad, which
Yeah.
we haven't looked like replacing yet neither.
No, it doesn't really feel like obviously once goals start flowing, as it inevitably will, you would think, you'd hope that barren spell is that's bloody chair. This barren spell, you would hope is going to start to, seep away. I mean, it was this time last year when we got Dejan Brown scoring goals. So let's hope we can have lightning hit strike twice, should I say? Oh, we've got more messages here. Jack Robson, will be nice to see Tripp playing further forward when we get Bellahoon back as well.
The door, Jack.
Well, that's going to be an interesting situation, isn't it? You got Bellahoon, Kent Richardson, back on the comeback trail in the coming weeks. You've brought Horton in. We know Tripp can play left wing back, Horton play left wing back. So for once, we're quite well stacked at left wing back, and then you got Brandon Honstrop as well to come back, and hopefully he'll be in contention, because we know he's a great player. We've seen what we can do. Hey, I'm gonna take these arms off this chair, but yeah, there's a possibility in the next month and a bit we could have one hell of a squad to pick from if we can keep these players fit.
Yeah, it's getting to that stage where we're unscathed though, Davey, and that's my worry.
Yeah,
we'll have to get to that point with them where we'll get the likes of Bellahoon and Houndstrop, McSheaf, all these players. We need them back in the squad, but we've got to get results as well.
Yeah, well, it's the results is the main thing. Oh, getting another. Oh, guys, you must love us. I'm getting another Malteser. Lovely. We got here. I see the zone game for AFC Fylde has been scheduled on March 1st, 5:30 kickoff. I'm going to try the sports bar for the first time in that game. Get along, should be canny. Although we'll be getting bumped off commentary for that one, I think, on the stream anyway.
How's that?
They'll bring in their own commentators for that. We're being
Do
live.
they?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
Right.
Nice to get the opportunity, wouldn't it? When you're doing all the.
Oh, of course, I would have been at a live game. Yes, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got Jack Robson. I really like Honstrop. Poor guy can't get a run of games. Yeah, it's becoming an issue for him, isn't it? It's because there is a fantastic player there.
Without a shadow. Without a shadow.
Yep. We are 5 points up from at this state, the same stage as last season. Yeah.
Wow.
yes.
Colin, this question I'll put to you: how many points were better off last year before January? Because I would imagine we'll have been a few more points better off this year than we were last year.
Quite possibly, yeah. You'd think so, wouldn't you? We've got one for the kids here. Alan Guest has put Dave's chair sounds like the one from Reggie Perrin. I can't remember.
Went right over my head.
Yeah, I remember watching the reruns of Reggie Perrin, but I kind of. It was a man that he faked his own death, didn't he?
Sure.
I'm sure. Like in the opening titles, he takes his clothes off and runs into the sea. Yeah, family entertainment for you in the 70s. It's a different era. Let's have a little look about. We are going to have the prediction league as well. People want to get that in. We'll get the league table up. The fantastic Johnny Gray has been putting this up for us, and I'll have to put it on a bigger screen for me here. 1 second, so I can go through it. I'm still top. I don't know how. I haven't had a right prediction in ages. St. Geordie is level with me on 31 points. Craig is in third on 30 points. Then Hedonistic, 29 points. Christopher Story on 27 in fifth place. In sixth place is Davy Steele on 26, and Darcy on 25 in seventh. So get your predictions in for this game and for the game on Saturday as well. Is it Solihull Moors on Saturday we're waiting?
Yes.
Yep. So get them in for tomorrow. Sutton and Solihull Moors. Get your predictions in. Do both of them in your post, please, and that would be absolutely fantastic. But once again, big thank you to Johnny Gray for taking the time to put all that together, because he has to sit there and collect all of the names and scores and put it into his little calculator. And we're very, very appreciative of that. Right, let's have a little look up. Let's see if there's any more messages in. I'm sure the predictions will be coming in soon. All right, Darcy has went 2-1 to Gateshead, but we need them. We need the one for Saturday as well, so put that in. So 2-1 for Darcy. Mickey, what's yours predictions going to be?
Mine's going to be 3-1 to us. I don't know where I get my optimism from, mind. But I'm not optimistic at all.
3-1 tomorrow. What about Saturday?
Oh, ones each on Saturday.
Ones each on Saturday. I'm going to go 2-0 tomorrow. And I tell you what, I'm going to go 4-0 on Saturday, because Solihull's in a bit of a stoop. I'll see we're getting something there. So yeah, 2-0 and 4-0. What your predictions, Sophia?
We're playing.
We'll play Sutton United tomorrow. Solihull Moors on Saturday.
I'll say 2-1 tomorrow. And then Solihull.
Away.
3-1.
3-1. Pardon me. The Maltesers playing havoc with me. Ken Webster's going 2-1 tomorrow. Darcy 2-1 tomorrow. Steve Farnfield's going 2-1 tomorrow. And then obviously everyone else is starting to put theirs in for both games. We've got Steve Farnfield's going 1-1 on Saturday. Steve Thornton 2-1 to Gated on Saturday and 1-1 on Saturday. A lot of people similar to you, Mickey. 2-1 for both games. And a joke, if I have any left, says Ken Webster. Let's have a look. Has he got any left? Let's have a look.
No, it wasn't Ken. It was Steve Thornton, I think. Oh, aye.
Yeah, Ken Webster. Let's have a look. Have a look. Have you got any jokers left? I don't think you have, Ken. No, you've got no jokers left. David Tron is going 3-2 tomorrow and 2-1 on Saturday, and play the joker for Saturday as well. Johnny Gray is going 2-1 for both games. Christopher Story 1-1 tomorrow, 3-1 win on Saturday. And then we've got 2-2 tomorrow from Alan Guest and 3-0 win to the Heed. Oh, we've got St. Geordie's going 3-1 win for both games. We've got, let's have a little look here. 7 points, Mickey. I don't know what that's about.
Well, 7 points better off for this season.
Must be 7 points better off this season, yeah. Let's have a look here. Sean Parry is going 2-1 Gated on Tuesday, 3-2 Gated on Saturday, and Darcy's going 3-2. That must be for Saturday. And then we've got Ryan Gibson 2-1 for both games. And we've got Sam Pendleton's going 2-1 against Sutton and 0-0 against Solihull. And then 2-0 tomorrow and 1-1 on Saturday, says Gavin Rudd. So still time for you to get your predictions in, and any other thing that if we have missed anything. But we've got the ladies. Mickey, how do they do this week?
Well, they were playing Norton ladies in the cup game in the semi-final. I wasn't there. I had stuff to do on Sunday evening. So, but they got beat 6-0 of a team that were 2 or 3 leagues above her. So, doesn't look great. But to be honest, Norton's reserves were the first team. And then a new manager come in and put all the first team in the reserves, and then got better players to fill up his, like, the first team. So the Norton are a very, very good side.
So what we're saying is a team of ringers. But
it's not a team of ringers, but they brought in better players, and so question I'd like to ask anyway, because I've been watching a different podcast. What was your first games? Everybody. What was the first game? What's first gated match? And who were you with?
Well, it's a first official match because I went to one of the Newcastle friendlies. That was a 4-0 against Newcastle when they brought Beardsley and all that. So that was the first one. But first proper match where I went to watch Gateshead was 1-0. No, it wasn't. It was a 0-0 draw against Macclesfield. Paul Thompson missed a penalty. I don't know why I
What
couldn't.
what year was that?
That would be 96.
Wow. Obviously, if you haven't heard, mate, it was 1986, 31st of March, when Mickey Scully. That was my first game.
Yeah, it was
So I was just wondering what who you went with. You can remember the score. Gates had won 4-2 on the day.
Yeah.
And it was a promotion 6-pointer, and they went on to win the league that year. So I was just wondering, because I'd been watching a different podcast with different people on it, and I was just thought.
Yeah, that's a good question. Mason, he's put 2017. It was against Aldershot, 1-1. Jordan Burrow with the goal. He went with his pals. Yeah, so if anyone else wants to get theirs in, it'd be pretty good. And still, predictions are still to go. We've got first game was for Sam Pounters as 2013 versus Barnet. We lost 2-0 at home. Gateshead stats has put it was against Wheelstone in 1983, 20th of August, and Terry Hibbett 1-1. Darcy Gray, I just put my first match was Bradford Park Avenue with my dad in 2022, 0-0 draw. What a classic! Yeah. That's a great one to have. And then you've got Mick Scully. Mine was 4-0 against Grantham. I think it was 83 or 84. Went with my dad, and
Mickey Scully was the one who got me into Gateshead. Yeah, that's why I had hair and now I've got none. Even Scully's the same now. Was Andy Davey among the three who's got any hair?
Yeah, he's got luscious hair though, Davey, isn't he? Davey Armstrong.
Oh, Davey Armstrong, yes. I think he glues it on, to be honest.
Oh, it's a beautiful centre part. We've got first game at home was Histon with my cousin, lost 3-0. Colin Dilbo has put Boston in 1990, lost 1-0.
Wasn't mine like the celebration?
Yeah, your first game was the when we won the league in against was it
Hereford?
Hereford. We beat them, 2-0, wasn't it? We've got my first trip to get into the stadium was against NUFC against Gateshead in 2015. First official match was against Borough in 2019. I think the score was 3-1 to Borough. If I remember right, that 2015 game, we had Newcastle all over. They got relegated that season, didn't they?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
We had who was it in goal? What I think a reserve keeper we had in goal, and Newcastle couldn't get past him. I remember it was Steve McLaren was boss. I'm sure of it. That one.
Wow.
If memory serves me right. Steve Thornton. Oops, I just elbowed you there in the head. Has put 86 or 87, lost 1-0 Sutton, went mates from school. First away game was Merthyr, 6 hours, sat next to TC on the way there. You poor man. I think it must have been Gateshead versus Wickham in the early 90s with me dad.
I remember seeing Vanessa there with her dad all them years ago.
First game was 1984 for Sean.
Was it Jackie English's corner? Sorry, you cut across. Was it Jackie English's corner in the Downley Donkey, Vanessa?
I don't know why I'm waiting for a reply there. I was expecting that to talk.
Sorry, I just needed to cut across while I had Vanessa on.
Sean Parry, 1984 against Kidderminster. Mickey, what's your thoughts on Braintree fans complaining about the game being postponed at the weekend?
I think Daniel Turner was being pedantic, just as a wind up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Saying something about the weather. Why can't you have a covered pitch and all that? I think he was just being pedantic. And that Davey got a spit.
What can I say? I thought I was on form with that one. I thought it was quite a good bit of trolling back. Although in fairness, he did follow us back straight away. I was expecting a nasty DM, but I didn't get one. we've got, funny enough, you had just been at school, hadn't you? And had been learning about being nice online to people.
Oh yeah.
It's like, whoops.
I had like online safety thing and about like being nice and kind. And then Dad after school just comes round.
I am normally very nice online. We've got more games
Are
here.
you though?
I am. Mr. Luke, first game was 2017 against Tranmere. Richie Sutton on goal last minute. Hello, gents, by the way. Hello. Went to Bob Toppin's testimonial.
Bob McLeod. Wow.
Oh, Bob McLeod. Sorry, I've got the program from that. And
that's the one. Can you remember Gaz Davison?
Yeah.
The Nottingham Forest team course got lost and they couldn't find a way at the stadium. And he was walking along Sunderland Road and Fluffy opened the door and says, you, I can't use the words, you little bat. Do you know where Gateshead Stadium is? He says, that's where I'm going now. He says, well, get on then you can show where to go.
Well, didn't Malcolm MacDonald play for Gateshead that day?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
He's on the programme. It's got Malcolm MacDonald.
I think Mickey Scully might have been there.
Yeah, Gavin Road, 1983. I was a ball boy. Worst weather you've ever seen. I want to say Stalybridge Celtic. Might be wrong. We need to dig out a programme. Well, first away game. My first away game was Stalybridge Celtic, and it was where Justin Robson broke his leg.
I can't. First away game. I think it might have been in the cup. Bennymore away. Or 1-7-0.
Yeah.
Alan Lamb got a hat-trick and John Cook got a hat-trick. John Cook scored an absolute worldie of a volley from the edge of the box. I always remember that. Mm-hmm. And we got lost because we missed the first goal. I was when Gannon in Scully's car. But I'd been to Boston as well. Boston was one of my first league away ones.
Yeah. I can't remember if the Stalybridge one was the Spalding Cup or it was a league game. But I remember Justin Robson broke his leg that night.
Yeah.
Gateshead. We've got more here. We've got a Christmas story. I think you're right, Davey. Newcastle got relegated. Steve McLaren was the manager, and I think the Demba Bar or Cisse scored the penalty. I think, yeah. They didn't play well at all that night, Newcastle. Even though it was a full quarter of players. I
remember Andy Carroll playing against me in the friendly and was saying you were just a shit Albert Luke, yeah.
Yeah. Remember going to Redgef Park with my dad.
Wow.
5 or 6 at the time. Team was wearing orange. Players team wearing orange.
Could have been Blackpool.
Yeah, could have been. We got it was Jackie Mills' corner. My
yes.
dad was going, yeah. And we got about that Nottingham Forest game. I still have the programme from the testimonial game, Stephanie. It's all signed by Nottingham Forest players plus Brian Clough. Oh, mint. It was Malcolm MacDonald in that game, Scully. I'm sure. Unless memories, I'll have to dig it out myself.
Wait, what was his name? Malcolm MacDonald.
He used to play for Newcastle. Yeah, I think he was retired at the time, wasn't he? His knee had went.
Yeah.
So we've got first competitive game was Southport 0-0. Also went to Darlington away. Was my first game a few days later. Got
Footology to thank for that.
Oh, right.
I take a nap. I take a groundhoppers up basically.
You see, I'm old. I don't know these things. Remember going to Redgef Park? My dad. He's got his product again.
Yeah.
We got Jim Parsons, Bob Topton, and Kevin Pugh were up front. Obviously, that must be the game. It was Sean MacDonald that was the keeper for the NUFC friendly. He had a great game.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He went to play for Torquay, didn't he? Because I used to work with his cousin.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he went down to Torquay. I don't know where he is now, though. I don't think he's there now.
So I think he's I don't know. I think he's still down south, though.
No, first away game was Marsk against the FA in the FA Cup 0-0. That was a trouser tightening game, wasn't it? With all them close,
Especially in the last minute.
Oh God, we've got here. I don't have the program to hand, but Malcolm McDonald playing doesn't ring a bell. My memory isn't the best. It might be a different testimonial program I've got. Then we've got apparently Sean McDonald's at Exeter.
Is he?
Wow,
Oh.
Never seen that coming. Yeah, wow.
He was a decent keeper, to be fair to him, Davey.
Yeah, definitely was. But obviously he was very young when he was with us, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. Right, we went right down memory lane with them. We don't want to get theirs in. We've got about 5 minutes left. Also, you want to get predictions in if you haven't got those in for the next 2 games, which is obviously Sutton United at home tomorrow and Solihull away on Saturday. So I'll just double check there it is, Solihull away on Saturday. I'm sure it is.
I was convinced it was Solihull.
Well, I'll know in a second when I go down and just check the fixtures.
I haven't even got a program close to hand.
Yes, it is Solihull Moors. My first away game was at York when Danny Elliott scored a hat-trick.
Wow.
What's the hat?
Did he score a hat-trick? I think he scored 2. We won 3-0 and he scored 2, I think.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, Darcy. Darcy's probably right. It's me who's probably wrong.
Oh, wow. Hey, I tell you what. This is a belter of a one. I didn't realise this. I was at Redcliffe Park in the 70s when Brian Clough brought Derby County for a friendly.
Wow.
Oh, that was Derby County as well at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, wow. That's one hell of a show, that, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably one of the better shouts, like, to be fair. Is Alan Guest going to Redcliffe Park? And I'm really jealous of them two.
Yeah. You know, when they were a while ago, they were doing some work. I think they were putting like a I don't know if it was gas or electricity works in behind the pits, and they were digging up where the Redcliffe Park used to be. And I was driving past and I was like trying to see if there was any old bricks or anything being like, unearthed. I had a look and see if I could get one. John Tudor died as well.
Yeah.
So I would say he had a stint at Gateshead, didn't he? Short one.
Well, tomorrow there should be a few, because you've got Alan Shoulder, who died, was manager with Gary Robson for a short while, and he looked after the young'uns. John Tudor and someone else, I forgot who it was. Them 3 should be remembered tomorrow, not just 2.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a nice conversation with Alan about maybe 4 years ago now. I used to go and see Gav's football show they used to do at the stand, and Alan was one of the guests, and you'll never get a truer man than Alan Shoulder. What was black was black, and what was white with him. He was an old, from a different generation, we'll put it that way, but the bloke, lived a dream. He was down the mines 1 year and the next playing in Division 1, and obviously, but he had stories for days. And like, as I mentioned about when he was at Gateshead, and told us a Gateshead fan, he said he loved it when he was there, so just a nice bloke, just a pity he played for Blythe.
And I'll come in on one there for Shoulder. I think it was me and Gary, when we were going to watch when he was in charge of the reserves, the young'uns then. We were supposed to be playing, I think it was Bolden or Jarrow, one of the two, and the game got called off. And we pulled into the car park and he says, "Sorry lads, the game off. Do you want to come in for a couple of pints with us?"
Mm-hmm.
That was the mark of the man, you know what I mean? He knew we were coming to watch Gates, and he wanted to come in here and have a few beers if you want.
Gav become a good friend of him. Obviously, we're friend Gav Webster. And he'll probably remember better than me, but I don't want to butcher the story. But I remember he was playing against some big player, and apparently there was a bit of niggle going on in the pitch, and he gave Shoulder some grief, saying, you're just a non-league player. You guys are a non-league player playing in the same league as you, son." Words to that effect, So, but yeah, no, it's a sad loss.
It's a sad loss.
Ruth Elizabeth, is going down. Definitely, it's Solihull. The warmest away has been York in August 2019.
Yeah, that was warm.
Indian summer. The Derby County friendly was won 5-1 by Derby, but it was a hell of a side that as well, though, wasn't it? That Derby was the beginnings of the, made his pomp when he was at Derby.
Big time, him and Peter Taylor.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you had a few North East lads in the squad as well, didn't you? Obviously the former Hartlepool players and stuff.
Colin Todd and John McGovern
and. Well, Colin Todd's from Chester Street, isn't he?
Nice.
Originally.
I mean, I never seen him play, but I reckon Colin Todd was some centre half in his day. Could play in midfield as well. I reckon he was just as competent in midfield as he was at centre half.
Didn't in the film? Doesn't he call him the Wandering Jew?
I'm not sure.
In the Damned United, he goes. He goes here like the Wandering Jew. The plant in midfield. Yeah. Is it Chesterley Street or Chesterley Street?
Chesterley Street.
Right. Anyone else want to butt in on that? I'm sitting with two commoners here.
It's Chesterley Street.
Chesterley Street.
Chesterley Street.
It is. Right.
Who sees that?
Me. My son. We've got. Hang on. We've got Daniel. My son went with me and Scully when we were using Hartlepool's ground for a game of fixtures. If that counts, or if Wembley the playoff final, that must be his first away games. But yeah, definitely counts.
Davey, can't even spell your own name right. Your surname.
Nah, I cannot. We've got what we've got here. First away game was Altrincham 2012 for Colin, and Colin's got a hell of a heat arm tattoo. Just discovered recently I played against Mags's dad back in the day. Yeah, there you go. Was he just as raj as he is now back then?
Wow.
Yeah. And
is this Davey talking, or is that actually Sandra?
It was Sandra that played against Mags.
Right.
She snapped him in half. Great tackle. Right. And we've got you still loved reading Ernie Curry's column in the programme. Yeah, he used to have some good stories, Ernie.
I'll tell you what, Ernie Curry could tell you some tales.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you everything.
Funny, dry as sticks, Ernie.
It certainly is. Right. That's the end of the show, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sophia, for being on and insulting us.
You're welcome.
You're welcome there. Thank you, Mickey. Hope we'll be back next week. And hopefully we're sitting on 6 more points. It'd be very nice. If not, let's hope we've picked up some points in the meantime. And good luck to everyone if you're travelling down to Solihull Moors, and have a safe trip. That's what we want. And we'll see you next week, everyone. Mickey, thank you as ever. And
you're welcome.
Yeah, everyone say good night, and we'll say good night to you all. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.